President William Samoei Ruto decided to appoint radicals so that they could go negotiate with very humble and cool guys like Honorable Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Honorable Eugene Wamalwa, and Honorable Opiyo Wandayi, having it in mind that his team, led by the Kenya Kwanza sniper, His Excellency Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah, there is nothing tangible and fruitful is going to come out of the talks. And we all know, as a matter of fact, Kimani Ichung'wah and Aaron Cheruiyot are hardliners, of which equally, even in business, it becomes next to impossible for you to negotiate anything with a person to whom cannot step down from his ground. And that is basically on the egocentric statements that they have been recently issuing, of which slightly proves to Kenyans that their ego is bigger than Kenya. Imagine Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, a man to whom is enjoying some seniority complex in the Kenyan political field, is today reduced to a commoner to go negotiate with men to whom, since time immemorial, we all know have been suffering from verbal diarrhea. Indeed, President William Samoei Ruto, being a master court poet of Kenyan politics, he knows very well that these talks are not going to yield anything fruitful, and maybe he chose that path so that he can just cool down the political temperatures. So when I say the gospel of Maandamano is currently at halftime, kindly don't dispute that. This man, Kimani Ichung'wah, having radically spitting venomous statements that do not in any way inspire some unity, how are we going to be convinced that during the talks he is going to be convinced that there be creation of the official office of the opposition, or they share government with the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga? I again repeat, Maandamano is currently at halftime. If by any chance maybe they come to a conclusion that there be creation of the office of the opposition, then my question is, what shall be the role of the leader of the minority, both in the National Assembly or in the Senate? And if by any chance these bipartisan talks become a success, then I kid you not, that shall be a mockery of our Kenyan democracy, in the sense that what shall be the need for Kenyans waking up very early in the morning to go vote? Then, immediately when the winner is announced, the loser finds his way into the government. That proves to Kenyans that indeed our Kenyan democracy is of no significance. Funny enough, both the two political camps, being Azimio and Kenya Kwanza, have a totally different agenda on the bipartisan talks, of which that is contrary to the high cost of living. So if you're there thinking and daydreaming that the cost of living will go down, my dear brother and sister, that is more of a piped dream. You just have to wake up from that dream and hustle for your own. Because if both the camps cared about the poor Kenyans, then agenda number one on the bipartisan talks could be the high cost of living. Then number two, maybe it could be compensation of the victims that were as a result of police brutality. And maybe agenda number three could be forming or creating a commission of inquiry into the conduct of the police during the demos. But guess what? Both the three mentioned are nowhere to be seen in their list. If by any chance you're a Kenyan listening to me, my dear brother and sister, you just have to rise to the occasion and vindicate yourself out of poverty, or else you'll keep on using I come from a very poor family background as a scapegoat to your problems. And as I come to the penultimate part of this video, in case if you're watching me for the very first time, kindly just consider hitting on the subscribe button. If you have been watching my videos and you have not subscribed, kindly just consider hitting on the subscribe button. And more so, if you're watching me from a different platform, either Telegram, TikTok or Facebook, kindly just head on over to YouTube, search for Mohamed Sudi. I'll be the first right person to pop up if matters socio-economic and political matters are your great areas of concern. Kindly do consider hitting on the subscribe button so that each and every time that I upload a new video, it will automatically reflect on your notification panel, and by so doing, you'll simply be supporting my content. Thank you, and may God bless you.